And we are back with another exciting episode of Rick's Rated R Horror Movie Review Show, where we review all things related to horror. Horror movies, horror shows, horror video games, horror documentaries, horror news reports from the 1990s, absolutely everything and anything that has to do with horror. We will watch it and we will tell you our opinion about it. Oh, Lord, I mean, that's a lot. I don't think you've done horror documentaries from the 90s. Oh, am I foreshadowing something then? I mean, have you done one yet? I might have something in store. Oh, that's kind of interesting. Oh, I'd love to... Wait, did you record that already? No, I haven't recorded. You think I'd record something without you, man? Like, you're part of the show. Oh, I appreciate that. Anyway, welcome back to Rick's Rated R Horror Movie Review Show. If you're new to the show, welcome. Thanks for joining us, and a round of applause for you. If you are a returning listener, a round of applause for you. Thank you for all the support. We appreciate it. We love talking to you, and we'd love if you talked back to us. Find us on the old socials, on Instagrams at Rick's Horror. My producer told me I have to tell you that, so there you go. Oh, your producers are very, very difficult to work with, it seems. They are not difficult to work with, actually, but they can be challenging at times, definitely, when they're not shaking or barking or asking for food. Yeah, difficult. Anyway, welcome back, and welcome for the first time. Tonight's episode, let me guess, it's a special one, isn't it? That's absolutely right. Tonight's episode promises to be a special episode. Well, what makes this special, or what makes this episode so special this time around? I'm going to make you a guarantee. You ready? All right. Yeah, go on. I'm going to promise, and I'm going to guarantee to you that this is going to be the shortest episode we do on this show. Oh, must be really good, huh? Is it a 10 out of 10 already? It is not a 10 out of 10 already, but I think you're on the right track. Oh, is it a 9.9 out of 10? It is not a 9.9 out of 10. It is not a 9.8. It is not any of the great numbers that you think we're going to give a film. It's not short because it's good. It's short because it's bad. So short, I have decided that spending or wasting a tremendous amount of time for the listener is just not worth it. I'm going to give my opinion about this. This movie is called It's a Wonderful Life. It's a play on It's a Wonderful Life with Jimmy Stewart in the 1940s, a Christmas classic in America. Mr. Potter, do you know how long it takes the working man to collect $5,000, Mr. Potter? You and your greedy bastard friends here and just buying up all the properties in America, and what about the working man? Is that your Jimmy Stewart? It's definitely my Jimmy Stewart. If you're new, we have a very simple format around here. If you're not new, you already know that format. I like to talk about the things I don't like. Well, that sort of changed. We always talk about the things I like first, and then I talk about the things I don't like. I'll also do a plot review and commentary, but I won't do an analysis because I'm not a film expert or a professional film critic. I just do this shit because it's fun. Many instances, in most instances, and in fact, every one of the episodes we've done thus far, we've had terribly accurate, script-accurate representations of the scenes that happen in the movie, don't we? I mean, I wouldn't call them script-accurate. No. This is where you and I disagree. They are 100% script-accurate representations of the movie. This is going to be one of the, probably, I hope, the last episode where that isn't the case. And the reason we're not doing that is simply because I absolutely detested this movie. I fell asleep halfway through this movie. But let me not, I'm foreshadowing too much. Let's get it right into the things I liked. The things I liked is sponsored by no one. I like the title. Clearly, it's a play on words for the movie I just described. It's a Wonderful Life, and I thought it was creative. I thought it was funny. It's a great name for a movie that, the potential horror movie. It's a Wonderful Life. Clearly telling me that it's going to have to do something with, slashers, right? And as the audience who've seen me before, and if you're new, I am not a fan of slasher films. There's been a couple of instances, especially Totally Killer and The Conference, that I've really liked. For most cases, I don't like them. I find them to be too simple. The mystery of finding out who the killer is, I find, doesn't really sit well with me. But when they're done in a comedic way, I find that interesting. But when they're taken to be serious and not as a satire or as a comedy, I just don't like it. I would much rather watch a movie about a demonic possession. But I do this for you, the fans of the slashers. So you're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, Rick reviewing movies he doesn't like. Oh, Lord, now you're just tooting your own horn. That's terrible. We can do it Charles Barkley's now? No, that wasn't an impersonation. That's just how I sound. Oh, is that really how you sound? Oh, I'm really sorry. Are you're mocking me again? Oh, no, I'm not mocking you. Yeah, but you just played the horn where you're mocking things. Maybe I was mocking you a little bit. Oh, Lord, yeah, let's just go on with this thing. We said it was going to be a short one anyway. It is. So the things I liked, the title. And now let's move on to the things I didn't like. The entire film. From the very opening shot to, to the last shot. I mean, that would make sense. From the opening shot to the last shot. That's right. And that's it for the things I didn't like. I didn't like everything. I hated everything about this film. I don't understand how this was filmed. Made, I'm sorry, not filmed. I understand how it was filmed. Using cameras. And now let's get into, well, this is where it's going to change a little bit, isn't it? You don't want to talk about the story. I am not going to get as detailed as we tend to do in terms of the storytelling of this movie. I just don't think it's worth it. If you found this film interesting, if you haven't seen it, I always watch a film, even if I don't think I'm necessarily going to enjoy it. I knew going in it was going to be a slasher, but I said, hey, I've seen terrible slashers in the past. What's one more? So I went in with an open mind. Again, I only thought it was a slasher because of the title. I typically go into movies, I don't want to know anything about it. I read the title and I said, okay, It's a Wonderful Knife. It's clearly a play on It's a Wonderful Life. Good. It's a Wonderful Knife. Very clever, but it's probably a slasher. Okay, let's just watch it. It is, in fact, a slasher film. I'll say that much about the story. And I'll also say, and I'm talking about the story again. The story. It is a slasher film. It does take place during Christmas time, of course, because we're nearing Christmas time. And there are parallels, although very slight in my opinion. It's been a long time since I've seen It's a Wonderful Life. A real long time, Mr. Potter. I'm a working man, and you know how long it takes to watch a film? I don't have that many hours in the day. I've got to earn my bread, Mr. Potter. And where would I live? Anyway, I haven't seen that movie in a really long time, and the only parallel that I can remember between that movie and this movie is that the main character wishes to not be born, and then something magically happens, and in fact, it appears as if they're not born. So a girl wishes she was never born, and then some shit happens, and then a girl wishes she was born indeed. In that It's a Wonderful Life, a man wishes he wasn't born, and then some shit shows him that, in fact, this is how life would be if you weren't born, and then he wishes he was born. But of course, that movie much, much better. I think this is supposed to be a play on that a little bit, at the very least that part of the story. It's supposed to be a play on Lifetime Movie of the Week movies, which to me are terrible movies. If you like those movies, great. They don't make them for me. I don't have to enjoy everything that's out there. I totally get that. It's a play on Lifetime movies. Now, if you've never seen a Lifetime movie, you have no idea what I'm talking about. Lifetime is a television network, or was a television network. I don't know if it still exists. Where some of the corniest, to me, most boring and cheesy things that have ever been broadcasted in the history of broadcasting are shown to people with really bland storylines and like really, really terrible movies, in my opinion. If you like them, congratulations. They're made for you, and they'll keep making them for you as long as you keep watching them. So if you like them, keep watching them. I hate them. They're very lame. I can't relate to any of those movies. I never have, and I never will. And I also don't think I can relate to this movie. And again, I don't have to relate to every movie that I ever watch. But hey, at least I can find some interesting things about a movie. This was not one of them. Oh, Lord, you really don't like this movie at all. You're not even talking about the story. I already talked about the story. Girl wishes she was born. Girl wishes she wasn't born. End of the movie. Well, I won't delay the inevitable. That's it for another short episode of Rick's Rated R Horror Movie Review Show. This movie gets a 0 out of 10. In my opinion, it should have never been made. Apologies to the filmmakers. I know people worked hard on it, but I just didn't like it. Join us us next time, where we will hopefully review another exciting movie right here on Rick's Rated R Horror Movie Review Show. Have a good one.